Disclaimer, I'm not sponsored by nor am I affiliated with any of the companies mentioned in this video. All opinions represented are mine and mine alone. They do not represent anyone besides myself. Your opinions may differ. That's okay. Try this stuff out for yourself to find out if it works for you.
Hi everyone, it's me, Krista. Welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. If not, welcome to the very first time to my little art corner here on YouTube. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing for the July 2019 Artsnacks. I just got it yesterday and I'm ready to pop it open. Before we get in there, I do want to apologize for any background noise you might be hearing. It is almost 90 degrees today, and I have a lot of hot lights on up in here, so we've got a fan going just to keep everything moving smoothly. Like always, we got our cute little pretzel sticker, the little Artsnacks logo. This time it is blue with some purple, black, and magenta patterning on it. It is a little bent because it was up in that roll. They probably rolled it up in there to ensure that not only do people get it, but that it doesn't fall out during shipment. Apparently they were having some issues with the stickers falling out of little cracks during shipment because they're so thin. And it looks like we got some double bubble extra sour crybaby. I'm probably got to give this one to someone else because usually blue means raspberry, and any blue raspberry I cannot have because I'm allergic, even if it is a candy, because they do sometimes use actual juice to make it. I do like the fact that they come with a little snack to help keep the creative juices flowing with some sugar. Just won't be able to eat it this time. First, we got the Sakura Pigma graphic pen 1mm bullet nib. It is normally $2.99 retail. Make a big, bold statement with the Sakura Pigma graphic pen. Its larger felt tip makes this pen ideal for shading, texturing, or filling in large areas. The patented micropigment ink delivers waterproof and fade-resistant lines, so you can pair it with your new watercolors carefree. So apparently this month it is going to be a watercolor box. I figured there was some kind of paint because I saw them, but I haven't read them yet. And that does look like it is a pretty good sized bullet nib. You could probably get some really thin lines with it and then some thicker ones. I don't know about filling large areas easily with it like it says, but it looks like a pretty multi-purpose size nib. Next are some Daniel Smith extra fine watercolors, and they range between 942 to 1260 each, and that will usually depend on the pigments that they have to use to make the color. Some are more expensive. And these are new to Artsnacks. Daniel Smith extra fine watercolors are pretty extraordinary. Handmade in Seattle, every batch is tested for high quality performance. They're extremely pigmented and finely ground, featuring superior light fastness and clear, clean washes even when colors are layered. Daniel Smith offers the widest color range of professional watercolors. We've packed your box with 2 different hues this month. And it looks like I got a sort of goldenrod color and an ultramarine. The one I'm calling goldenrod is called New Gamboge or Gambage, and the ultramarine is French ultramarine. These are actually 2 pretty good colors to get because if you use them purely, they contrast really nicely, and if you mix them together, you should be able to get a nice, pretty green. Usually everybody gets different colors. Please let me know in the comments down below what colors you got and what you made with it. Next we have the General's Sketch and Wash Pencil, and this is normally $1.50 retail. I have one of these somewhere because I bought a clearanced out General's set from Michael's after the holidays one year. Good time to go get sets right after the holidays because typically they stop selling them then and then discount them deeply. It's a good way to build up some art supplies. The description for this is, let creativity wash over you. With the General Sketch and Wash Pencil, the possibilities are endless. Create dynamic washes of gray and black using this water-soluble, soft black graphite pencil with a brush and some water, or draw directly onto wet paper to darken lines and details. So this will be good for adding some gray washes of shading over the paint when it's dry, hopefully. I will be interested to see if these watercolors reactivate if water is added on top, because that can sometimes be good and sometimes turn into a giant mess. We will find out together. I did notice a slight little imperfection on the back end of that pencil. It's not really a big deal. It's just that this is an unboxing and a review. I want to point it out. It was a little sharp at first, so I was able to just kind of pull the wood back a tiny bit just to make it not as pointy. The final item in this box is a Princeton Aqua Elite Series 4850 synthetic Kolinsky sable brush, round size 8, and it's normally $21.95 retail. This is a staff favorite. Dive into watercolor painting with the Aqua Elite brush from Princeton. This brush features synthetic bristles and distinguishable from natural Kolinsky hair in appearance, performance, and durability. Made for watercolor, it has maximum color holding capacity and excellent shape retention. You'll enjoy how easy it is to deliver controlled strokes with this brush's comfy, lightweight handle.
So the total for all the items here, if we go by the retail prices that they give us, would be $45.27, and that is going on the lower end of the spectrum because I only did $9.42 for each of the watercolor paints, where they can range to be $12.60. It does not specify which pigments would be 1260, and I do not really feel like putting in the effort to look up whether one of my pigments is worth 1260. Since this is like $30 for this Artsnacks box, including shipping, that is a good chunk of change saved. What probably put it over was that Princeton Aqua Elite brush. It's probably the best thing to have included in this kit, at least price-wise. And now to get into the actual project. I am using Stonehenge Aqua Cold Press Heavy watercolor paper. It's a really small piece. It's probably like 1 inch by 3 inches or something along those lines. I really liked this paper when I used it, and this came with a previous Artsnacks box. I cannot recall which one it was right now. So we're trying to keep it in the family a little bit with that. Today's piece is inspired by a horror film. In case you did not know, I love horror movies, comics, books, basically anything scary. Very into it. Always have been. Don't know why. This specific piece is inspired by the film Cairo, which is a Japanese horror film. American audiences would probably know it better under Pulse. And I'm talking about the original one, not the American remake that had Kristen Bell in it. It's one of those movies that has always stuck with me, and it's one that I personally just find absolutely terrifying. Melancholy and loneliness permeate this entire film to such an extent that every scene feels claustrophobic and sad and just very scary. And in retrospect, viewing it from 2019 lenses, it's very interesting to think about the fact that this movie came out in 2001 and it predicted to an extent this issue that happens with some people in our society now where they're just super lonely, and being online all the time kind of exacerbates that issue. If you like horror movies and you can handle sitting through and reading some subtitles, highly recommend it. I should probably actually start talking about the art supplies I'm using, huh? The General Sketch and Wash pencil worked pretty well. Just works like a pencil that's water soluble. It doesn't get really dark. and doesn't really get super light. You can use it wet or dry, which is the entire point of it. I enjoyed it. The only thing I didn't really care for is how difficult it is for me to sharpen with just a normal pencil sharpener. It is one where I think I'm going to have to use an X-Acto knife or a box cutter or just some other knife to be able to sharpen it up and use it well. I really enjoyed the Daniel Smith Extra Fine watercolors. They're super pigmented, and you can get a lot of really nice effects with them. I do really enjoy the colors that I got, but these are colors I use a lot in general. I tend to use primary colors in a lot of paintings I do in my off time. Something about them blues, them yellows, and them reds just hit me right in my heart. Can get some really cool effects with just using those and without mixing them. And the yellow went over the blue pretty well and covered it up pretty well with minimal water. They're far more opaque than I could have imagined they would have been. They also did not seem to pull up at all when water was applied, or at least not much, which was kind of nice. And they layer pretty well, as you can see here. And random side note, I have noticed something with getting these subscription boxes. I used to hate watercolor with the passion of 1,000 burning suns. Like, I hated it. White hot flames against my face. Hatred. And now, I kind of like using them. More exposure to the medium in general and just practicing with it more, doing these videos and being forced to use them. And then using different grades of supplies and using them together. It's been a cool experience. Never thought I would say that. End of second slightly off-topic tangent for this video. So for that marker, that Sakura Pigma graphic pen, I think I broke it. I think it was my fault. I applied the marker probably a little bit too quickly over wet paint because I'm impatient, and pieces of that nib just started chunking off, just started shedding and breaking and whatnot. I will say, it does work well if you use it like a paint on and just smush it around over that watercolor. It is not as waterproof as they said it was. And like I previously said, doing this is most likely just user error on my behalf. Let me know if when you used the marker, or if you've ever used any of these Sakura markers, if you've ever had this issue. I would greatly appreciate any feedback you guys could give me about whether it was me, which it most likely was, or if anyone else has ever experienced it with these markers. And so far I've talked about everything else that came in the box, with the exception of the Princeton Aqua Elite Series brush. I really liked this brush. It was very comfortable to use. I could get really thin lines with using just the tip, and I could cover much larger spots by just holding it slightly differently. That tip held up pretty well. It didn't fray or anything like that, which can happen with some brushes, especially cheaper brushes. So far, I have very, very good impressions of that there brush. I like it. I'm gonna make sure I use it only for watercolors though, because if I start using it for acrylic, I'm probably gonna mess it up. In conclusion, I really enjoyed this month's box. I thought all of the components worked fairly well together. I also liked the colors I got. I'm also happy with how the project turned out. It turned out pretty much how I wanted it to. That's always a bonus. I also look forward to using both the paints and that brush again. I will probably also use the pencil and the marker as well. The pencil will be for just very specific projects. And that marker, because I messed up that nib, I'll probably end up using it for like messier or more abstracted backgrounds or something. Even when you mess up a piece of art supplies, you can usually kind of finagle a way to use it for something else. Unless it's just dead. Unless nothing comes out of it. That's when it's useless. It's not useless yet. This creepy looking dude is pretty much done here. As always, I just want to take the time to thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to watch this video. Watch me paint and listen to me ramble about art supplies and sometimes about stuff that is not really related to art supplies. Gotta listen to me just rant. Thank you. I appreciate it. If you have any comments, questions, feelings, or concerns, please leave them in that comment section down below. I look forward to hearing from you. If you liked this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit that subscribe button. I do Artsnacks unboxings and Sketchbox unboxings once a month. I upload every single Friday. Once again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Hopefully I will be hearing from you soon, and I'm gonna check out right now. Bye, everybody!